A PDF of a continuous distribution is shown below. Find the expected value, the variance, the standard deviation, and the median. And the first thing we need to do is find the value of h. We know the total area of this trapezium needs to be 1. So let's go step by step. Let's do the triangle here, and that would be a half times the base times the height. Then we've got the rectangle here, which is just going to be 5 times h. And then this triangle would be a half times 2 times h, and all of that must be equal to 1. So that gives me 3 over 2h plus 5h plus h is equal to 1. And therefore 15h on 2 equals 1. So h is equal to 2/15. So this height here is 2/15. And we can see this point here is 0, 0. This point here is 3 2/15. This point here is 8 2/15. And this point is 10, 0. So we want the equations of the straight line sections that make up this distribution. Now, this bit up here is the easiest because it's a horizontal line. It's just going to be y equals 2/15. Using 0, 0 and 3 2/15, we can get that this section is y equals 2/45 of x. And then using this point and this point, we can find this one is y is equal to 2/3 take away 1/15 x. And then that gives us the PDF. So we have 2 over 45x for x between 0 and 3. We have just simply 2/15, which applies for x between 3 and 8. Then we have 2/3 take away 1/15 x, which applies for x between 8 and 10, and then 0 otherwise. It's not symmetrical. Note this gap is 2 and this one is 3. And so to do the expectation, we are going to need to integrate. So we have the integral from 0 to 3 of x times 2/15 of x. So that one is going to give us 2x squared on 45. Then the integral from 3 to 8 of x times 2/15. So that's 2x on 15. And then the integral from 8 to 10 of x times 2/3 take away x on 15 dx. And calculating all of that gives us 47 over 9. Now remember, to get var x, we want the expectation of x squared take away the expectation of x squared. So we're going to need expectation of x squared. That will be the integral from 0 to 3. Remember, this time we do x squared times f of x. So that's going to be 2x cubed on 45. And then for the next one, from going from 3 to 8, we're going to do x squared times the 2/15. So that's going to be 2x squared on 15. And then finally, from 8 to 10, we've got x squared times 2/3. Take away x on 15. And calculating all of that gives me 32.5. And so my var(x) is going to be 32.5, take away 47 on 9 squared, and calculating that gives me 5.228 to 3 decimal places. And then the standard deviation is going to be 2.287 to 3 decimal places. That's just the square root of the variance. Now, finally, for the median. So now that we know the height of this is 2/15, we can work out the area of this first triangle. So that is going to be a half times 3, which is the base, times 2/15, which gives us 1/5, or 0.2. Now remember, the median is the point at which the area either side is 0.5. Now that's almost certainly going to happen inside this rectangle. And so what we want is where this one is 0.3 to make up the 0.5. So let's call this x. And then what we get is 2/15, which is the height, times the width, which is x, has to be equal to 0.3. And so x is equal to 0.3 times 15 divided by 2, which gives us 2.25. And so the median is 3 plus 2.25 gives us 5.25.